first of all, she just wandered off from this 3-year relationship with Nick. Just left. No word, no nothing. So, I mean, I guess he was all right with it because he starts banging the DJ. But then she's coming back. We're introduced to her like this. She's hitchhiking down the fucking road. He doesn't recognize his own fucking woman. He tries to pick her up. Like, he's on the road, back in town. Without warning, without a call.
Without
all of a
luggage.
sudden. Without luggage. Nothing. Who is this person, this fucking nomad, this wandering fucking skank whore slut? Where was she at and what was she doing? And I would get a fucking AIDS test and a whole STD barrage run before I'd even touch this thing. What the hell's going on? It's 2005 for fuck's sake, man.
It's just an automatic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. I don't have to run late. It's just an automatic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. It's just an automatic Monday.
If you want to become a member, check out our website at deathcursesociety.com. Check out the membership section. You can do it for as little as the price of a cup of coffee once a month.
Of course, we always have to thank our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, BD, and Tyrone. We got to thank our Crazy Ralphs, Dr. Smiley, Rick, and Raymond. And, of course, our camp counselors, 42nd Street Pete, Corey, Luke, Michigan Dave, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ. We got to talk a little bit about, this is something we've been planning for at least 6 months. We had this thought several months ago. I think I was driving back from a con when I sent you guys a voice message or something about it, and I was like, imagine this, we take the original and the remake and we blah 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 and we go over it.
The hate of the movie has been existent for a long. I don't remember. I think we did a remakes list at some point, and the Fog's not on your list. It's like, how dare you? I was offended immediately. I mean, and some people picked up on it, and it constantly gets thrown in my face. Oh, the Fog remake or comparisons to it.
Right.
And it became a film that shall not be named on this show, along with, since we're naming them all, Black Christmas, and I think there's one more. Or is that just these two?
The Resort, not the Resort.
I don't even hate the Resort on this level. The Resort's just I understand what that is. They don't have the ability to make a good movie. They didn't have good source material for the Resort.
I think those were the only two that were not to be named or whatever.
Not to be named. But at some point, it's been a few years on that, but then, yes, Crank got the brilliant idea. Let's compare these fucking things and, bring the zit to a head, as it were. And, so here we are. It's finally happened.
Ziggy, when we did finally decide a couple of months ago, really, this got put on the calendar.
I had a visceral response to it, and we can discuss, but this is absolutely how I felt. Yes.
Oh, God. Wait a minute. Are you naked?
I was. And I was burning my copy of The Fog right there. I had to get rid of it, I mean. Hey, you wanted to know. I mean, this is when we put it on paper that this was on the schedule, I went to the bathroom, and that's what happened, okay? So, I don't like this movie.
Oh, God. All right. Well, let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the... let me get to my graphics here. Let's talk about the marketing of the films. In 1980, when The Fog was announced, how excited were you, Ziggy? I'll go ahead and throw the trailer out there.
I knew nothing about it. I saw some coverage of Fangoria magazine, of course, but I didn't know when it was coming or really what it was all going to be. But I mean, I saw this movie before I ever saw this trailer.
Oh, okay.
So it was the triple feature, The Fog, The Children, Phantasm, all one Saturday afternoon. And so I went in cold, man.
Well, the trailer is definitely 80s cheese, for sure. But I think it does capture the feel of the film pretty well. You know, so they do this trailer right. One thing I will say about this movie in general, this ruined me from meeting anyone else that worked in radio for the rest of my life. Because I thought if you had that sultry voice like Adrian Barbeau at KAB Radio, you were going to look like Adrian Barbeau. And then I meet some of my radio idols as a teenager that's, you know, a junkie for someone kind of like her that's got the midnight to 6 shift on the radio, and she's playing all the stuff that you're not supposed to play during the regular hours of, you know, the daytime hours, you know, when stores are open and they might be playing that radio station. You know, they're playing the Pixies and, you know, Nine Inch Nails and, you know, Red Groove and all this other stuff. And I fall in love with, you know, Jan Dean, you know, who in the Tulsa area. Got an invite after we called in. Me and my buddies are driving around Tulsa late one night listening to the show. And she was like, hey, come by the station, you know, hang out for a little bit, pick up some T-shirts. You know, we got some free CDs. And we all go up there. Nothing like Adrian Barbeau. Nothing. So, yeah, this movie ruined me for that because I went for 10 years thinking, man, all radio DJs are hot. No, that's not the case. That's why they're in radio.
A face for radio.
Yeah. But,
excuse me.
Yeah. There's the 1980 trailer. So, yeah.
I did the same thing. Some of my radio stops, there was a few people I worked with. Hope they're not listening. But yeah, the voice did not match what your mind came up with, you know?
Right.
No Stevie Wayne.
I'm not sure there is a real Stevie Wayne out there, but if there is, I would have loved to have met her.
There is, because when I interned at a big rock station in Detroit, they were there.
Ah. Well, there you go. What about the posters, you know?
It's intriguing, the original one. I hated the second one because it looked like CGI crap right away. I was like...
On the poster?
On the fucking poster. Look at that shit, dude.
They kind of gave it away early.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. Nevertheless, I was still kind of hyped up to see it.
Well, now, I think it's interesting, though, that the marketing uses Jamie Lee Curtis on the poster, even though she's a pretty minor character in the film.
There's other ones. They did that later.
Okay.
There was other posters too.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that too much later.
Right. If you have the Steelbook, the original is in there.
Right.
You can look at it. Yeah. And
right.
But yeah, I mean, once they started realizing, okay, we got to get this out, and all the problems it had when they were shooting it, I think they had to do whatever they thought they had to do to make some of the money back.
Yep. All right, let me throw the 2005 trailer up there.
Fuck.
This is short-ish. and it does what most movies in the 2000s did. It was some of that quick cutting, you know. This was the era of trying to build a soundtrack from a horror movie, which this is probably one of the worst failures in that department. In my opinion.
Well, this
because there's only like 2 memorable songs from the whole soundtrack. Oh God, that scene alone is.
I was still forgiving them at that point.
Yeah. Let me look at some of these comments while that's running.
Fucking hell, man. What a waste. Look at this stupid shit. What was the point of that?
They were a lot more obsessed with water in the remake, I noticed. Lots of underwater scenes.
Let's see.
Here
Someone
we
said
go.
that shit's in the trailer.
This shit really sucked.
Tarek says, I do appreciate that the 1980 trailer had the movie guy narrator contrasted with Radio Lady in the 2005, so.
Sure.
Tommy, yes, that was Tom Atkins in the 1980.
Yeah. It's cold in here.
Right. Tarek says, trailer starts with, I got something on my radar. Looks like a fog. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, but even Charles Cypress does a line similar to that. You know, yeah, I got a fog bank moving in. You know, and I don't know, man.
And then this is a good comment, I think. Here, I want to share. Dale says, huge Carpenter fan here. Welcome to the show, Dale. Saw The Fog when it came out in 1980 when I was 15. Didn't think it was Carpenter's best at the time. However, it grew on me over the decades. It's in my top 5 Carpenter movies now. Can't get enough of it. Watch it almost every other month. The remake is puke-inducing.
I 100% agree with that sentiment, all the way to the puke-inducing. I loved it though upon seeing it. Now I was 1980, so I mean I'm fucking 9 years old when I saw it, and so it had a huge impact on me. The music, the soundtrack, that's something we'll get into later, but I mean, it just made the theater feel gigantic and open and scary. You were not safe. That's what I felt. I remember that.
I did not see this in theaters. I probably saw this on TV early 80s, maybe 82, 83. I'm imagining it was packaged, you know, on one of those late night channels with Halloween or, you know, maybe even Assault at Precinct 13 as a double feature on TV. Now, granted, I lost a little bit in that translation, but not much. But that's probably how I remember seeing this the first time. But, of course, I, you know, loved it when I was a kid.
And
I probably saw it about the same age you were, but a couple years later.
there isn't a whole lot they cut out of the TV. There's a couple of quick scenes at the beginning, kind of when those guys are getting killed. They kind of whacked that pretty good. I remember that on TV. Right. But it's got the fucking feeling. It's got the mood. It's got the pacing. As slow as it is, it's a good ghost story, man. And it's pirate ghost story. It's fucking great. A revenge story that works. And they just fucking took it, and it's like they looked at the script and went, okay, get that, and then we'll change this and keep that, and we'll change. It's just shit, man. They meshed it together, and I understand why, because once we get into the director too, there's a reason I think this movie was shot this way.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I've been debating on whether or not we should give each of these categories like points and tally them as we go, but I think we can just discuss them and move on.
We'll do our just overall rank at the end is fine.
Okay.
Ain't gonna be much.
Well,
yeah. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. And your coconut, you might be like, you know what? This was a slow burn masterpiece with effective filming and perfect shots from the, and I don't know what you're gonna say. I won't agree.
I bet you didn't know Mike Flanagan was the second AD.
I love it. I fucking love it, man.
I'm just kidding. He was.
I know, but
it's
fucking. It would be great if it was, and this is what I mean. I don't know what you're gonna say. You might have found something redeeming in there that I just couldn't look past because I'm just too gut-wrenched from realizing. I'm like, God damn it! What a wasted opportunity to remake a classic.
All right. Hold on. Dale says, had the pleasure of meeting John Carpenter, Tom Atkins, Adrienne Barbeau, and Nancy Loomis. Yeah. They're incredible.
Us too.
Yeah, we've met them as well. Not all in the same place though.
No.
You have to have your album somewhere nearby.
It's right behind me. I don't think you can see it here. I'm gonna try something.
All right.
Let me just. I don't want. If my camera disconnects, I'll be back.
Here you go, Dale. Check this out. Oh, I gotta get rid of that. Hold on. That is the Fog soundtrack, signed by John Carpenter. I see Tommy Lee Wallace,
Charles
Nancy
Cyphers,
Loomis, Charles Cyphers,
Adrian Barbeau.
Adrian's in there somewhere.
Yep. And
there
the kid.
The kid, Will Sandlin? No. The other kid.
Like Ty something or other. Ty
Yeah.
Hewitt? Ty Hewitt?
Yeah, something like that. Nice. Yeah, that's probably one of Ziggy's holy grails, and
Oh yeah.
It just all fell into place. I thought it looked like I was going to get Jamie Lee Curtis too at age 45, and then she won a fucking Oscar and said, "I don't need this with these peasants. I'm out of here." So that one remains, but I'm happy with the way it is. I got everybody else that's fucking alive. Would be nice to have Hal Holbrook. I missed him by like a year.
yeah, that would have been sweet. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Marketing, we didn't really have a whole lot to talk about. I mean, the old school trailer is good. For 2005, the other trailer's not that bad.
Again, I remember like kind of going, I don't want to see too much of these trailers. I was into just going in, not looking at them. So I was excited still at this point when this was coming, and I was, and that's what makes me so fucking mad, is because I genuinely wasted anticipation and excitement for this piece of trash.
Dude, hey, it looks like Dale is up there in your Detroit area. So there you go.
Oh God, I've not seen him perform yet.
Ziggy's a man, not quite Detroit, but a suburban Detroit.
I'm a suburbanite Detroiter.
Yeah. All right. Next topic I want to get into is the character introductions, because mostly because I know it's going to piss Ziggy off. I'll be honest. I just want to. I'll be honest. There's smoke coming out of his vape, and there's smoke coming out of his ears.
I'm trying to keep up here, man, so I don't get too fucking hot. But this might do it, folks.
So we're introduced to Hal Holbrook as Father Malone in the first one fairly early, and he finds the journal.
Finds the journal.
His counterpart in 2005, we meet basically after an explosion on the road, don't we? Or
Yeah, he just kind of runs up. Right. Yeah.
And that's his introduction. So
This is what he did. He looked at the old script and it went Father Malone, an alcoholic, and he went, "All right, I got it." And he put the script down and he walked away. That's what he took from the Fog original. That's it. Got it.
Okay. Tom Atkins as Nick Castle.
We all know, as the Colonel would say, Tom Atkins gets all the pussy. We know this. But he's sly about it, man. He's the quiet cool. He's slick about it, man. This guy's trapped in some kind of triangle with the hitchhiker, who's somehow the whole focus of this story, and the DJ. He's with both of them. Where's my drunken fisherman? Just every night going out to get drunk. That's what they do.
He was the responsible one. Tom Welling, though, it sounded like. He
had the business.
Fisherman.
He had the business. But
right.
They took that pussy slayer to heart. He was all over that, man.
Yeah. Okay, well, since we're talking about his introduction, we got to talk about Elizabeth. Jamie Lee Curtis versus Maggie Grace. Jamie Lee Curtis is just a hitchhiker.
She's a throwaway in the
throwaway
fall.
character. Yeah.
Third lead, fourth lead, third lead.
Yeah.
Here,
but 2005 makes that the focus of the film.
it's all
Like you
about
said.
her, and she's got, first of all, she just wandered off from this 3-year relationship with Nick, just left, no word, no nothing. So I mean, I guess he was all right with it because he starts banging the DJ, but then she's coming back. We're introduced to her like this. She's hitchhiking down the fucking road. He doesn't recognize his own fucking woman. He tries to pick her up. Like he's on the road, back in town, without warning, without a call.
Without
all of a sudden,
luggage.
without luggage, nothing. Who is this person, this fucking nomad, this wandering fucking
Fucking
skank
gypsy
whore
bitch.
slut? Where was she at and what was she doing? And I would get a fucking AIDS test and a whole STD barrage run before I'd even touch this thing. What the hell's going on? It's 2005 for fuck's sake, man.
They took a really good scene from the original with the hitchhiking and made it into something really dumb. I don't know why they did that.
I want to bring up a line that's brought up in this sequence though, because they do one of the few references that they do make to the original is when they're talking about when she says, well, I guess after they've gone to see her mother, whom we find out they hate each other for some reason, which
that was
isn't necessarily explained, and that gets weirder later, which we'll get into.
There must have been this movie must have been like a 3-hour epic with all the weird storylines that stop dead end on your ass, and that's it.
And
you
then they
get
cut
nothing.
it all. Yeah. But there is a line where she's like, well, I guess we'll just go back to your place. And he's like, oh, you down for some wild, crazy sex? And she's like, with a hitchhiker you just picked up? I don't think so. Did you catch that? I thought that was kind of a cheeky way to kind of call out the overt sexism of 1980 movies, especially
Well, she
for
straight up
2005.
tells him, you might get lucky, and she's like, "We'll see." In the original, it's like, I don't know.
Right.
Tell me it doesn't work though in that movie.
No,
in the '80s version.
It absolutely works, but it is kind of especially if you're a younger person and you go back and watch the '80s movie, you're gonna wonder like, all right, why the hell is this hitchhiker all of a sudden in bed with this guy?
It was a little weird, but I don't know. It's one of those 80s movie tropes where everybody was sleeping with everybody. It just happens.
Fair enough.
She's
It's less
easy,
common
man.
now, but I mean,
I guess you could apply that now, but I mean, shit. What? She was already there and left, and then you know what I'm saying? It was like, I know why they did it, but it's fucking stupid.
I just thought that was a cheeky line to throw in. I think it is probably one of the more memorable lines of the 2005 film. The bad thing is the director then films and edits together the most vanilla, non-wild, non-crazy shower sex scene that doesn't fucking fit. You
You can tell that he needed, he did it in a style like it would be on a regular TV channel. Maybe a music channel, per se.
A music channel?
That's right.
You think he got his upbringing from a music channel?
Why, yes, he did, Crank. As a matter of fact, he is responsible for this very other monstrosity from that time. Oh, yeah. MC fucking Hammer. This guy is the guy who made that video.
And many other MC Hammer videos.
And he did that. He made the MC Hammer movie.
Yep.
This guy has done one thing that I respect. The movie Stigmata.
Stigmata. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all he did. This fucking movie, The Fog, killed his career. He hasn't been around since.
Yeah. I actually have his IMDb up here. He did The Fog in 2005. He did one episode in 2009 of Fear Itself.
Oh my god.
And then has done like a couple of 4 shorts, including something for FIFA.
He's a British guy, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So what you're saying, he's actually done.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
This movie pretty much ruined his career. After Stigmata
Damn.
too, which was a strong start.
I have to agree.
So.
They
But
told
yeah.
me the director of Stigmata is making the Fog remake. I was excited.
I'm in.
I was excited.
Yeah.
No, I legitimately fucking was, man. And that's how many people got involved with this to fuck it up that bad? You know? And it's Deborah Hill was spearheading this fucking thing. What point was she so delirious in her passing? I mean, it sucks, but it's what
She
happened.
died during the making of this,
She
didn't she?
didn't make it to the end. She never got to see the finished fucking product.
No,
That's
the finished product would have probably killed her. If she was still alive, this would have done it.
Because she really, really wanted to remake this film. So her I would trust to do it and do it right.
Now, okay, let's talk a little bit about the acting and the character development too, because I guess Maggie Grace's character was she psychic? Was she what was going on there? Because she was having dreams all of a sudden, you know, but there's no explanation to why she's having these dreams.
That's true. They never did explain that. Wasn't she an ancestor of one of the people? Like,
Yes, but that's the other thing. It wasn't any kind of anniversary or anything either.
yeah.
Well,
They
they
weren't
didn't
really-
say it was.
They didn't get
Well,
on
no,
like
they
it was
said
the
it was the 100th
statues.
birthday.
They'll come and see the statues. But I remember it was
I
the
thought they-
big. That's the whole fucking point, and it has to be that night that those guys come back. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked all the supernatural fucking guidelines the first one had. This one had none of it.
You know, I'll say Tom Welling did fine.
Yes.
Selma Blair did her job. I wasn't
Same thing.
impressed with this.
Just
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't
DJ.
impressed with this.
Okay. DJ sleeps around. Got it.
And has a son. And I didn't buy that relationship whatsoever.
Nope. His scene was good.
Which one, the kid?
Yeah, his one, the redoing of the what would have been Mrs. Cobritz, which
Right.
makes that whole scene, in my opinion, when that kid sounds so fucking scared,
Yeah.
calling out for his babysitter.
Yeah. And she's dust.
She's gone already. Yep.
But one thing with Maggie Grace's character, and we kind of touched on it, she comes back to town. Her and her mother have this cold interaction. But then at the end, they're hugging. Like immediate, like they just walk into a room together and start hugging. Like, oh my God, you know. I'm like, where was the come to Jesus talk that brought you guys all together? Or, you know, did that get edited? What happened here? You know, there was no development. It was just kind of like,
It's almost
Cut,
like
cut,
none of them saw like the original one or something, man. I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know what happened there.
but and I get because of the ending, that might be why her character is having some kind of psychic connection.
Well, what is she? Is she
But-
reincarnated from that time? She apparently died at that night.
Yeah.
What the fuck? They don't fucking. They're
Oh,
Ah,
yeah.
that's-
Spoiler alert.
there's no fucking thing with tonight, man. Fuck that. No. Don't watch this. I don't want it to get any more hits ever.
I still have it
Dude,
playing
right?
in the background right now.
Well, that's one more it got. I refused. I thought about it. Instead, I cleansed my palate by watching the original again.
But that's what that's what I'm talking about, though. Is there was no psychic kind of bullshit in the original.
Nope.
All of those characters were defined well, mostly, I would say. You saw, Tom Atkins going through the motions of trying to figure out the story and what was going on and all of that. Jamie Lee was just kind of along for the ride. Like you said, she was more of a throwaway character, honestly, in this one.
I mean, the fuck, she went along on some of, she got sucked into the adventure too, and she
Right.
decided to stay, and even fucking the organizer of the whole event, and then Nancy Loomis, her assistant, is well developed, better than, she's got a couple of scenes waking up when the town's going to hell.
Right. But all of that was put together and made sense.
Right.
In the original. And I think somebody commented about this earlier. I was going to bring it up. The first cut of Carpenter's 80 film, he hated. And then he had to go back and reshoot a bunch of shit and throw it in.
They said it was a disaster.
Yeah. He said it's not scary, it's not good, it's fucking terrible, But still, whatever they ended up doing worked. And I think the scene on the boat, the seagrass, was added later. And a lot of...
they put some gore, a little bit of gore into it,
Yeah. So, there was a lot of stuff that was added, but it ended up making sense, especially a whole lot more than 25 years later when, for some reason, none of the characters deliver. I mean, Selma's phoning it in, Maggie's phoning it in, Tom is okay. Tom is okay as Nick Castle. I didn't mind him at all. I think you said that earlier too.
Yeah, I'll forgive him.
Yeah. But, he was basically playing himself or a version of what people thought of him from TV already. And he took his shirt off a couple of times, so that helped. I mean, not me, but...
I was going to say, geez, Frank.
Not me, but, just the marketing of it in general. Why I oughta... Let's see here.
He was looking at fucking Tom Welling and thinking...
No. Let me see here.
Well...
There we go. Paula says, I like Selma, but she ain't Adrian.
She ain't Adrian.
We just saw Adrian last year, and she still looks good. So,
she does.
She was leaving, and we were like, please sign our stuff. And she went, I got to catch a plane. Please. And she ended up signing 3 autographs for us and doing an ID.
She did.
Yep. She
signed the fucking record, man.
Yeah.
The last thing she did.
There we go. Rick says the actors were not the problem in this. No, but they could have done better. It was soulless, had none of the emotion of the OG. Alex says, I'm tired of the bullshit remakes, too much re-stealing people's original ideas. In most ways, I agree. I don't mind remakes sometimes, but do something different. If you're going to do a remake, modernize it and make it relevant for whatever year it is now, instead of just, like we're saying, basically copy and paste, but change 2 minor little things in the entire movie. What were you going to say there, Ziggy?
I don't even remember. I'm so mad right now. There's so many things hitting me right now, dude. I can't even stand it. I just thought about the trinkets and shit that showed up.
No.
That enraged me too, man. It just.
Let's move on to the next category here. The plot, the overall plot, and the changes. I love the plot of the original. I think the original is... But I love ghost stories. And one of the things I love about ghost stories is most of the time they are inherently simple. You know, somebody dies, their spirit is stuck, they're haunting or, you know, a residence or a location, or they come back for revenge. Simple story, execute it, done. This one tried to complicate things with,
Fucking
as you say,
stupid.
the love triangle. Go ahead.
God damn it, man.
You see how
Oh.
like this is like me pull starting a lawnmower like plot change.
Why did they have to do this? They did not have to do this. They spent most of the movie fucking around with this stupid love triangle than actually focusing on what the fuck the problem was. Where's my revenge story? Where's my 6 must die? That's what I fucking want. Not these assholes figuring out who they're going to end up with and sleep with tonight, man. This shit was crazy.
There was still that was still there, but it was just so they tried to make it so much of a mystery, but even when they were uncovering the layers of the mystery, it felt like it was too late.
Didn't care at that point. It didn't matter. And
Uh-oh. Are you going to talk about walking the plank? Is that where you're going?
See, this is the first time. Should I play my video here of my expressions while we're talking here?
This will probably be a good spot.
This is all right, guy. I just while I was watching, I pieced together a couple of things. Oh,
You
it
filmed
just
yourself.
I'm gonna turn the sound down though, way down on it. All right, so here it is. Yep. Let's get it started. We got it going. And I settled in to watch the Fog remake. And I was fine, you know? I was good for...
Does this have time code?
Yeah. I just kind of go and... There's some fog. Now I'm all like, wait a minute. The first thing I'm kind of like, You know what I mean? That's as good as it gets.
Was that her getting picked up?
Yeah. Okay, now I'm already lost. And she just... Okay. Look at that face.
Oh.
What's going on here? What is going on here?
Okay. They actually have like video footage. They got some footage of the fog attacking the seagrass. They actually got some footage. Mm-hmm. And Elizabeth, our hero, or whatever she is, she's got the camera and she's walking along the fucking dock and slips on the wood and falls in the fucking water and loses the camera.
Drops the camera.
So
this was that moment?
The spirits induced. Yeah. Oh, this is that whole sequence played out. And I was like, she's starting to, realize that, I mean, you're going to figure out right away. You keep getting a glimpse of a blonde-headed person falling in the water and sinking down. And they give you a little bit more every time they go back and show you what happened that night, because it takes 15 tries before they finally give it up. So...
Yeah, that was another thing I did not like about the remake, was that I guess she's having these visions of what happened that night and these dreams, but they presented it, the director presented it in a way that made to me at least, made absolutely no sense to the story. I didn't like the way they played that out.
Well, okay, in the original, they get the gold. They melt it down into a big gold cross.
Right.
In the remake, it's at the bottom of the fucking Antonio Bay for the whole time. They never got it. What's the problem?
But then how did the town grow? On its own?
That's a little bit of a plot hole there.
All right, what other reactions do we have here and scenes? Do you know what's next?
I don't know. I gotta... Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I was looking for a bucket to throw up in at this point, man. Yeah, man. Let's see. I think now I'm fully aware of where this is going, and I've reconnected to it to where I know how it ends now. So I'm like, and now I just like, this is bullshit. So all this is going to be wasted. Now I'm kind of going, what are we going to do with, I want to see what that I want that lighthouse scene from the original. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's no lighthouse scene. I think that was when the car crashed and she went into the fucking bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was.
But, oh no, I know what this was. This is where they acquire the hairbrush.
Oh, okay.
And it's there's no Elizabeth Dane board that washes up on shore and turns into a coin or anything like that. It's a goddamn hairbrush from the boat from that night. And,
then it burns in the symbols on the wall. You didn't like that? The scales?
The scales, Ziggy, the scales are coming.
you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Oh, fuck, I went back to the beginning. Hang on.
God damn it.
Like I said, I'm just gonna let it roll, dude.
Yeah. What else do we have here from you?
Jesus Christ, man. Like I said, I just can't wait for it to be over at this point, man. I'm so sick.
That's about where I was.
Dude, this is yeah. This is the end. This is after it's over. The credits are rolling.
Oh, I yelled out, like, what the fuck? That's how they're ending it? I'm sure my neighbors heard it.
That's how they ended it.
That's lovely. Lovely. Excellent job. Excellent job.
That was a good reel.
It wouldn't let me record the sound on that thing, man. It just kept automatically taking the sound out off of Hulu on my computer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they.
Sure.
if you're recording,
Right.
they know.
Right. What were some of the other changes in the plot that you were not a fan of? Obviously, we've already talked about the fact that Jamie Lee's character is now
The focus
someone from the town and the focus. But what else? What else out there?
the relics that they recovered that connected them, that helped them put the whole goddamn Scooby-Doo mystery together. That pissed me off. The stupid, sorry.
You know,
I want to get this right. Go ahead.
one of the things I was going to say is Tom Welling's Nick Castle must be one of the worst drivers in the history of horror films. He had like 3 wrecks in this movie. Like, what the fuck? It's 2 nights. What the
Dude.
fuck, man?
You're right.
Like, you need to go back and take your driving test, man. Maybe you need to stay on the water.
Just
'Cause-
I
You did better in the water. You had a problem with the winch, but you fucking hit a boat on the goddamn road. Why the fuck is there a boat in the fucking road? I thought that was bizarre.
The ghost put it there.
The ghost put it there.
The ghost put it there. No, but I mean that's the whole thing. They take away the whole your main revenge thread. 6 must die. We don't care who it is. We're killing 6 of you to balance the fucking universe. And I love it.
I thought they did. I thought in the original there was supposed to be like a certain 6.
It didn't matter.
It didn't? Okay.
They warped that onto this one, kind of.
Well, I don't see that they did that either, because in the original even there's a moment where they're going after the kid, Andy. And I was like,
want
wait,
Andy.
he's not one of the 6.
He's not one of the 6. Neither
Adrian's
is
not one of the 6 because she's from Chicago.
Stevie Wayne's not one of the 6.
Yeah.
Fucking
That's what I mean. Stevie Wayne.
Nancy Loomis isn't one of the 6. That's what I'm saying. It was any 6. And I think it would have ended on the spot if they got their 6. Getting the gold back ended it, but then
They still needed one more.
Well, they were like, you know what? By law, we get our 6 anyway. We should have. He's blood.
Right.
He's blood to it. So a
And I like
beautiful
that.
bow to the fucking original.
Yes, I love that ending. But this one, this is another thing I really like picked apart about the remake was there were moments that creepy shit was going on, no fog to be seen. None. Not a cloud in the fucking sky.
It's like they forgot. Like,
It was like a problem car had where they'd get the scene all set up and a gust of wind would blow it all away. They'd have to set up again, you know? So
But
they
still.
got CGI fog in this motherfucker. It's like a 50-50. I would say more of a 60-40, maybe 70-30 blend.
Yeah.
But it's there, you know? But you're right.
Like the scene you're talking about in the lighthouse, whenever the hairbrush catches fire, no fog.
yeah.
But there's beating on the door. The laptop starts fizzing out. The speakers start playing random weird shit. You know, everything's going haywire. You look
Burn
out
the
those fucking
ball.
windows.
Yeah.
You look out those fucking windows, no fog. None. And then there were points where there was fog. Like when Nick and Elizabeth are down by the beach. She gets drawn down to the beach and he has to come and get her. And absolutely nothing happens to either one of them. Like a little goes by and that was about it.
Yeah, a little shadow.
Yeah. But, you know, she's surrounded by fog. Something should happen.
Hey,
But no.
hey.
Hammer time. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the things about this movie that really pissed me off. Like,
It just kept piling up at that point. It's just one bad decision after another.
that's the thing. It's called the fog. The fog should be the evil. If there's no
Right.
fucking fog, there should be no evil. Is that hard to comprehend?
I thought there were times when they tried to portray the fog as an actual thing instead of just a means of conveyance for the ghosts, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Well, like in the water, the fog forms into a ghost of sorts. In the finale, it does as well.
Not very
I believe.
well.
Not
It
very
has a
well.
face when it's going after that kid. I fucking hated that.
Yeah. Well,
They
shit,
changed
it's
the
got,
door.
there,
It's not a
I mean,
wooden door anymore.
we got that from the poster, though. The poster has a face.
Right. It looks like that. Yeah. Like the,
Yeah.
it's stupid.
But yeah, any plot changes out there that you guys had from them?
The ending did it for me, dude. Like that was the one that pissed me off the most. Just the difference from the original to this one. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah,
When the
it's-
credits started rolling, I was like, what? Really? No way. And apparently, fucking 2005 was a bad time for movies.
I don't know, man. They were giving all kinds of video guys were getting jobs making movies at that point, dude. And
Like, it was a bad time for movies. It just was.
that guy must have had no spine to say no to executives that were coming in and going, you know what you should do?
Rick, you have a comment on there. We will get back to in a moment.
I think I saw that too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Rick fucking went out and bought this. I bet you regret buying that now, huh, buddy?
You did not buy 2005.
I did at some point. I
I
don't
think you
remember
got it
when.
for $5, but still, that's $5 too much.
Wow. Well, no, you had it from like you got it given to you by a friend or something, didn't you?
I don't remember how I got this DVD. Whoever had it though wrote BS on the DVD. I don't think that's coming in super well.
No.
No, it's
But
not.
I've seen
You can
we,
see it on
we
the
saw it
case,
earlier,
though.
yeah. Yeah.
It's got BS properly labeled because it's garbage.
You sure that wasn't his name? Like Bob
It probably
Sacamano?
was, but I'm saying it means bullshit.
Isn't that your good friend Bob Sacamano?
Yeah. From
Bob
Florida?
Saget? I don't know.
I'm telling you, man. I mean,
Okay.
what?
Here's a good point. We haven't even talked about this guy. How about the fucking guy with the metal detector?
What was that?
What? What? Thank you, Bill. Yeah, so he finds the watch, which he has to take to Elizabeth for no fucking reason, and she has to have some kind of vision from it, and then
Things will change.
All right, and then I think Bill mentioned this earlier. Like, he finds the rope in the beach and starts pulling up the rope, like.
And then every time it cuts back to him, he's like another coil around him. He's all loose lassoed into it. Fucking stupid, man.
Oh, God. Yeah, that guy was worthless, I think.
Another throwaway, just, hey, we need someone to die for some reason here. They just, it's time to kill somebody. Who wants to die? You, yeah, come over here. Come here. Metal detector guy. You want to die? All right. Just metal detect. We'll take care of the rest. Hey, pull that rope.
Oh, man. All right. Was there another change? The Clipper ship you said you liked in the remake.
I thought
Yeah.
when the Clipper ship rolled up in the fog,
The first time.
the first time you could see the figures of the ghosts on the ropes and shit, just kind of looking like you'd see a real ship, a crew. They were all there. That looked very good.
It did look good, actually. Yeah.
That was one of the better production design moments of it, I would say. Or maybe, I guess, more visual effects moments, because that actually worked. But they did nothing with it.
No, and the design of the pirates, the dead pirates, they're just... They got the fucking transparent, translucent, pale face with a little bit of, hey, put some leprosy on him, okay? Yeah, that's how they looked when he died, so yeah.
Like Bob
Pirates
Ross.
of the Caribbean
Like Bob
came out in
Ross.
2003.
Let's put a little happy leprosy right here. A little happy.
Bob Ross, yeah. Oh, it's a little happy leprosy right here on the cheek. Yes.
Yep.
Just a little happy leprosy.
So we're gonna just brush on some nice white heads right to the back here. Oh, just right on the top there. Just go ahead and tap, tap, tap.
Tap, tap,
Yeah.
tappy.
Well,
Any other plot changes that we need to go into before we move on?
No.
I think we kind of covered all the ones that are fucked up. They just left out a whole bunch of stuff and then totally changed the ending to a completely unsatisfactory scenario.
I hate bad endings so much.
We're not quite to the ending, but we're almost there.
But they don't even really, you never know if she's from there, or just, well, she kind of looks like her. I'm just going to turn her into a ghost.
Guess we gotta talk about the ending now.
We'll get to that. Hold on.
Okay.
Some of this we can just jump right through. Writing and direction. Crap on the remake, honestly.
Writing and direction.
Well, there you go. Yeah, again, we've already said copy my homework, but don't make it look like you're copying. But it still looked like you were copying, and you did a bad job. I don't really have anything else to add on that. John Carpenter even said he fucked it up when he directed it, so he had to go back and do reshoots.
He just said that wouldn't be one he would choose to do.
Right.
Because of how hard it was. Yeah, and
Now,
not his favorite film.
Okay.
what about is this a good point for you to mention why Carpenter even put his name on the remake?
I mean, he straight up just said, "Hey, this is we mentioned this before. We quoted him. His favorite sound in the world is a check falling into his hand." That quote originated from somebody asking, "Why the Fog remake now?" And he said, "Well, the Thing remake, they did that one." He goes, "I don't make any money. I didn't write that. The Fog, I wrote it. They have to pay me. Therefore, I get it's my favorite kind of movie. So yeah, it's great." But he didn't see it. He didn't know.
He's not watching this.
He ain't watching it. I doubt he's ever seen it.
Yeah. All right. So that's about all we can say about writing and direction, because we've already pretty much shit on Rupert Wainwright enough for his direction, which,
I mean,
he hasn't
Deborah
done anything
Hill.
since.
Deborah Hill rising from her grave and killing all these people that made this film would be a better film than what this was.
Oh my god.
Dude, do I sense a meta sequel?
Dude. Patent pending.
Patent pending? Kind of like Mutilator 2?
Oh jeez.
All right, let's get into this because this is kind of funny. Cameos, Easter eggs, and tributes. What did you think of those in the remake? Because that's kind of the thing when you do remakes. You throw in like a brief appearance from one of the original actors. You have a couple of Easter eggs about the film. You show an homage to the original while you're trying to do your version of it. What did you see on that?
Easter eggs, like
You didn't?
no, I didn't.
Allegedly, Nick Castle's in this movie, but I didn't see him. Did you see him?
Tommy Lee Wallace is in it. No.
I was gonna say, I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure this movie, when it came to Easter eggs, cameos, and tributes, had... Yeah.
I mean, I think the calligraphy is the same in the journal that they wrote. They try to make that look the same.
Ooh.
So, if you want to give them that.
No, I don't. Fuck that. No.
Okay.
All right. The original had more cameos than the remake, with John Carpenter at the beginning.
Yep.
And Janet Leigh.
Janet fucking Lee.
The
Psycho,
first time,
for fuck's sake.
Yeah, the first time her and her daughter played in a movie together. They did it
Brilliant.
later, but that's what's funny to me about this. So the original had more cameos.
How dare you?
Weird.
Rob Bottin as the worm ghost.
He's Blake, too.
Yeah. And Tommy Lee Wallace in all the scenes where they're busting through the windows.
Those guys are scary. Those ghosts are good. I mean, they don't have that whole scene in the Fog remake that she leaves the White House. She leaves.
Yeah.
I mean, all the tension is sucked away. There's not in the third act. There's no tension, none. The music, even I can say, is that a category? Because there's no cameos or Easter eggs or tributes, so we might as well move on.
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't put the music in there, but we can chat about it here in a minute.
We certainly can.
All right. Tarek says 6 executive producers must die.
God damn it! Yes.
Unfortunately, one of them already did. So.
Oh.
Hey. What?
You're right.
I'm just stating it. I'm not saying I'm happy about it. I'm just stating it.
No,
Jesus
she's missed.
Christ.
Carpenter was never the same when they stopped working together.
No.
Sure.
Finales. We actually already kind of talked about this. The 80 was great, and it had
Wonderful.
that twist. You
Thought you were out. Everybody's safe.
Yeah, you thought Holbrook was going to get it, or get away, and then.
Oh, that bone crunch is so good.
Yeah.
Swing of the sword. Yep.
Ziggy, the 2005 finale. Love it.
Yeah, no. Not happy. Actually, kind of insulted because you didn't explain any of that.
By the way.
Why? I mean, have her resist or something, and then just slowly it starts to turn her and shit. And she's taken that way, tranced out or something. What the fuck, man? That was fucking stupid.
The Blake ghost. And I will say this. I like the actor that plays that ghost in 2000.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name right now, but
Fine.
I like him. He's been in a number of other things, and I've always enjoyed him. But the ghost gets a hold of Elizabeth. At the end, everyone's pretty much either like dying or getting attacked, but he comes after her and kisses her, turns her into a ghost, and then we see a photo on the wall of him and her together.
Well, Tom Welling comes running up all horrified, and they just are staring at him, holding each other, and they just kind of turn into vapor, into fog.
Right. Yeah, and you already asked this question. Like, was she reincarnated? Was she just... Did she look like her and he's just taking her as, like, repayment? What was the story?
We see her die on the original tragedy, the betrayal, which is stupid because the deal was done. There's no crashing on the rocks. The assholes pull a bunch of guns on them and take all of their shit.
Right.
And then set it all on fire.
Right.
They don't want the lepers
but then
there.
But then drop the loot.
Right. So stupid, man. And you see her sink to the bottom, just a glimpse here and there, and then finally you see her go all the way down, and it's her dead. And yet here she is alive in 2005, and then, reunited or...
Ooh.
I don't know.
Dude, that's a chance for you to sing. You've been requested to sing every episode now.
I can't, not until my mic's back.
Reunited and it
Yeah, it's
feels
probably not a
so
good idea.
I'm not going to do it. I'm too mad. I'm too fucking angry, Crank. Don't make me laugh. I'm mad. Damn it.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
What?
Asshole.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so
we're at the final with
honestly, this is one of the worst finales to a horror movie I can remember in a long time.
They had a
Worse
chance
than
to
Bang
honestly kind of make it just a bad movie. Not terrible. It would have been just a bad movie with a good ending.
Yeah.
With some violence.
Yeah.
Just a more heavy ending, you know?
Or someone at least finally, like, stating that, okay, you know,
The
some
curse
of us
is
have
broken.
to die. The curse
Yeah.
is here, you know. Some of us have to die. Who is it going to be? You know, maybe somebody could betray another one and throw them into the arms of the ghost or something, you know?
The Hunger Fall Games. I fucking love it. It would have been 100 times better than what that was.
Oh, man.
Dude.
All right.
I'm angry that y'all had to make me watch that shit again, man.
Oh, yeah.
It made for a good episode.
Next episode, we're reviewing The Resort. So stay tuned,
Bullshit.
folks.
I'm announcing my resignation from...
All right, cultural relevance of the 1980 fog. Was there any?
I would know.
What's a stomach pounder and the kid drinks he wants for breakfast? I don't know, some kind of... But no, there's no cultural reference, really. It's
Yeah,
just...
I forgot about that.
Anything in 2005? The only thing that I can kind of recognize is they had the video chat for the Weatherman and Selma Blair's Stevie Wayne.
Technology, that's it.
So that showed a
Technology.
little bit of a lean.
At least they got the radio station part right where she was wearing fucking headphones, something Adrienne Barbeau did not do in the original.
That's true. That's true.
Good point.
But I forgave her. I even told her to her face, I forgive you. And I also told her she was the reason I got into radio, so.
Yes, you did.
Kind of a lie.
Yeah.
Halfway.
Radio is one of the reasons why you wanted to get into Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Try the waitress. Tip the veal.
There you go. Yeah, no, besides that, I don't... And maybe them calling out the sexist line like I mentioned earlier. Or the sexist scene, you know, where Tom Atkins just beds every woman in town. Or not in town, but in every movie he... You know, I think that was something they were trying to say, but then they answer it with the party scene on the barge, and then, you know, women walking around in their underwear for no reason, and
I was absolutely the epitome of 80s smut
yeah,
when they were on that boat, the seagrass.
yeah. All right, how about this? Staying power. I mean, here it is. 44 years later, we're still talking about John Carpenter's The Thing, or The Fog. why? And the only reason we're talking about the 2005 one is because of this. So,
because it's
Do
so
you-
bad. It's a complete and utter failure. It's a disrespect to the tribute to the material, the source material, that I can't even fathom. You know, I'm just, this film just absolutely enrages me on every fucking molecule.
does this movie piss you off more than Halloween Kills did, or Halloween Ends?
Oh yeah.
100%. 100%.
Really?
Oh yeah.
At least they took their thing and did something original with it, man. This was just a fucking horrible, man. We are owed a new Fog retelling, if you will. Done
Sounds
fucking
more-
right.
I was more weirded out by Halloween Ends, whereas the ending of this Fog remake actually did piss me off a little bit. Like, I was a little mad. It put me to sleep. Zonked out right after.
I even got mad watching it. I mean, dude, I'm just going, what the fuck, man? Like, why did you set out to do this if you had no idea what you were doing? Why did you think this was going to work?
Why did that writer, or maybe the director, chopped it up too much? But I'd love to see a script. I'd love to see a first draft, because I would hope it's about 120, 130 pages and actually explains a little bit more shit instead of the 95-page thing that they ended up with.
Yeah.
More than likely. But
This just feels like a complete tax write-off. They probably got a discount on the title somehow. Maybe they put out a new version of The Fog on DVD to release, and I don't know, who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
The original.
All right. I don't have a graphic for it, but you did mention that you wanted to talk about the music, so I leave the floor to you.
Original, epic, original, pulsating, just absolutely tension-building, terrifying crescendo of a Carpenter, one of his best soundtracks, I think. I love every bit of it. Fog Remake, it's got a decent soundtrack in your first act. It's ominous. It's all right. It goes nowhere though. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. It stays right fucking there. And it's by the time you get through the end of it, it's every fucking horror movie you've seen from 2005 to 2015. It's the same goddamn soundtrack. The same thing. Same fucking thing. Wasted an opportunity to do another good thing with the same way.
Well,
And John was waiting for them to hire him to do a new soundtrack for it. That's the other thing. Never called him.
did we need a remake?
No.
And I'll even open it up this way too, since somebody mentioned it. Do we need a new remake? Ziggy, I know what your opinion is on this, of course.
I always love a remake. I'm always excited when they announce these. It doesn't matter if it's something I loved when the 80s when I was young. And they announce a remake. I'm always stoked. And I'm almost always fucking disappointed with the result. This is the Kingpin Mount Everest peak of, God damn it, this is disappointing. To the point where I want my money back, you know? I mean, this is bullshit. I would love to see this redone. Rob Savage, perhaps, somebody of that ilk, just to do a good, scary version. Don't do it shot for shot, but stay in that fucking Carpenter vein. Do it that way again. Make it scary again.
Well-
Make it bloody again.
How about keeping that lore, but just still giving it the chance to update it, like where you do have cell phones, you
I
don't have
think
to
you
use the
can.
payphone at the bar.
I think
I
you
think you can
can.
too. Yeah,
Certainly.
I
That'd
think
be
you can
fine.
too, especially if you find a good island community like they did in that. Well, it wasn't an island community; it was a little bit of here and there and everywhere else, but they made it work.
That'd be great. I mean, you could use the modern comforts and still do this movie in an isolated place, for sure. It'd have to be away from the masses to
Would
work.
it be a radio? Would it be a radio station though?
You could have a nice house that is like it's just like a home, an internet station or a podcast or something. You know what I mean? It would still be cool.
Or what if it's just some, Coast Guard worker?
Someone out at working,
Yeah.
Coast Guard, just have it there. Like Dan would be the focal point this time. He's the guy.
Well, maybe not the focal point, but he's the one that's calling in, and maybe it's a community that still has a bunch of the, not the ham radios, but the radio listeners,
Sure.
Like police scanners.
That's what
like
you could
CDs
have. It's
or
like,
something.
hey, Stevie Wayne on the air. We hit 4 million listeners, 4 million subscribers. It would fit.
And
Be
just
a
with a
little-
podcast or something.
Yeah, and the whole world is, what the fuck, Or studio cameras catching the shit out, in the glass and stuff, and I don't know. There's
That's
a million
possible.
ways to go about it, but anything you would do would be better than what we got in 2005 under the title of The Fog. And it makes me sick that it's Deborah Hill's The Fog.
It could be done worse.
I think she would roll in her fucking grave if she knew what this was. This motherfucker has a 4 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wait, 4
A 4
out of 100.
out of 100. And what's the other one here on IMDb? 32.
Got to thank our members, our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, BD, and Tyrone, our Crazy Ralphs, Dr. Smiley, Rick, and Raymond, and our camp counselors, 42nd Street Pete, Corey, Luke, Michigan Dave, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ. Thank you, guys.
It's just another